be shown. The event log provides an overview of the events happening in the background at the client side. Here we can see the event in the background are mainly communications with the server to keep the client active, and the initial setup messages sent between the server and the client. Any errors occurring at the client during the design will also be registered in this client event log. We can save the event log as a text file, and we can view the events at a later time. There are multiple designs can be opened simultaneously in the client for editing. We can select from a set of current designs available saved at the server, and we can open them to view or edit. Help file is also provided for the client. If the user have any doubt on any of the functionalities of the client, they can always refer to this user's manual. Other functionalities like printing the design is also available. The design can be printed as either to a physical printer, or we can choose to output the image as a PDF file, or any of the other facilities that is available for the client computer. The GoNight Designer server has a similar layout as the client. They also provide a server event log which shows any error or events happening at the server side. The server is responsible for relaying messages among the clients and also to perform maintenance operations. And another important function for the server is for it to acquire functions defined by the client from either a UDDI server or from a DLL function provided by the client. There is a dedicated UDDI server for the users to upload their web services for the GoNet they design. We can press this button, update web services, and the server will automatically contact the UDDI server to download all the available functions. Here we can see, after negotiating with the UDDI server, there are 4 defined web services available, and we will update the database at the server side. After updating the database at the server side, all functions will be published in this tree view showing all the functions. If these functions are already existing in the record of the central server, they will be consolidated to update any changes. Here we can update functions from DLL files provided by the user. In order to provide a DLL file to the server, the user just have to send the DLL file to the server administrator, and he will be responsible to place the file into a designated folder. From here we can see there is a DLL file called test21 available. We try to load the functions in this DLL file, and after that these functions will be automatically extracted from the DLL file. Functions are given arbitrary aliases like function 1, function 0, function 2. The details of the functions can be edited with this function editor here. To edit a function, press on the alias of the function, and the details available currently will be shown in the function editor. We can change the alias of the function into its actual name, and here the user have to be able to provide the server administrator with the detailed signatures of the function, so that the administrator will be able to specify the return types and the type and number of parameters for this function. For example, the echo float function, we know it returns a floating point type, and it takes a floating point parameter input. After these steps, we save the changes made to the function, and the function here at the published list of functions will be automatically updated. The server also provides facilities for the users to save the event log or clear the event log. All the layout components can be shown and hidden. For example, this web service control, we can hide it, we can show it. It can be resized at the user's view, or it can be placed at a different part of the screen, whatever layout the user likes. The same holds true for the client application. Once any change is made at the server side, the function list at the client side will automatically be updated through callback operations. Here we demonstrate how to add a function into a task of a transition. We take this transition 1 as an example. Currently the transition has only a task list which is empty. It has a default name of task list. We can change it to task list 1 maybe, and the task list doesn't have any function or task inside it. We can add a task, several tasks. A task is just another level of container which should be filled up with the functions. For example, here we can edit the task by changing its name to container 1, and then we can add functions into this task. For example, here we add a function say to the task by dragging the function and releasing it at the task. Then we will be prompted to specify to which task this function is to be added. So we add the function to container 1 task, and we right click at the transition to edit the task again. Now we can see that the container 1 task contains a function say. We can provide the function with the necessary parameters. For example, here we let the function say hello and add. After these steps, when the design is run, when the agent goes from start state to state 157 through transition 1, it will perform the action of saying hello. And the same goes for all other transitions. It is important to notice that all the transitions within a design should be containing at least one function and at least one task in its task list. Otherwise, when made execute this design, when it goes through the transition, it will not successfully perform any action and will stop there. Tasks are previously defined containers of functions. For example, here we can see the task container 1 we just defined is reflected in all tasks list. If we want to reuse a task, we can drag this task to other transitions. For example, we place this task to transition 94. Here we can see in the transition 94 we also have this task container 1, and it also has this function say with the value of hello. The server application also has a administrator's guide which provides the steps of correctly operating the server application. This guide is mainly for the benefit of the server administrator to perform the functions available for the server application. All the designs from all the users are stored at a central location, which is the server machine.